Hi guys, today we are going to learn about the VNet. So as we know, VNet is a virtual network that has its own IP range and IP space that falls within subscription. And within subscription, we have the region, and within region, we have this virtual network. So if I need to explain to you, let's take an example. That's the our subscription. As you can see on the screen. Within subscription, we have our region. Okay, and within region we create vnet. Okay, so the first boundary is subscription, just writing in the short, and second boundary is region, and within subscription and region we have our vnet, which has its own IP range. Now when we say its own IP range, that means normally it's under RFC 1918, but that is not exclusive on that part only. So if this is a VNet, and that's our virtual network, okay, has its own IP space. Okay, that is very important for you guys to understand how this define and work. Now within each VNet, we create what we call a subnet. Okay, now this is a subnet 1, I would say subnet 1. This is subnet 2, and this way you can create multiple subnet. Now this subnet is basically the same thing that we have in our traditional routing, traditional network subnetting. Normally in our traditional network, as we know, the in subnetting we have two IP that is normally we don't use it. One is all zero, correct, which is this one, and that is the first IP, correct. So this is called the all zero, which is called the network address, and the last IP, which is called the all one, which is known as broadcast IP, correct? Now that's I'm giving in all one because that's stand for 255.255.255. Okay. Now when you talk about Azure, because we talk about the subnet. So in Azure, we normally in Azure we don't use five IP. So Azure exclude five IP addresses. Okay. Now these five IP addresses consist of these two IP addresses, which I have already explained to you, and plus three more IP addresses. Now these three more IP addresses are for first IP is this one. Second IP will be your default gateway. So they use the second IP for the default gateway, and the third IP and the fourth IP Azure use for the DNS. Okay, so that's a normal understanding of a VNet on a very high level, and I hope you guys like it. And later on, we will discuss more on the same thing. Thank you.